Interesting here. We have some hardware to hand out this weekend. The Orlando Pride and the Washington Spirit, a.k.a. Zach versus myself, will face off in Saturday's NWSL Championship. That's basically what it is.
That's facts.
The third time the Spirit will play for the biggest prize. They won it in 2021. For the Pride, it's new territory for the franchise, playing the championship game for the very first time. But take a look at it. It all makes sense that we'll see these two Saturday at 8 Eastern on CBS. These were the top two teams in the regular season. Of course, I mentioned Washington did it 3 years ago winning, but Orlando has a chance to become the first team to win the Shield and the championship since 2019 with the North Carolina Courage getting it done there. Well, before we get to all that on Saturday, Chiu is in the studio hanging with us to break it all down and what we might see. But before we get into the actual X's and O's, give us the buzz. What are you hearing about the excitement with this game?
There's so much to be buzzed about because women's soccer has had such an important year. Attendance in these matches have surpassed 2 million, so we're expecting some good attendance in Kansas City for this final as well. And then you have, like you mentioned, the two top seeds in the Supporters Shield winners in Orlando Pride. They won it in week 22, and then Washington Spirit, just an all-around great team, had a great season as well. So much to be buzzed about.
I feel like for folks who maybe aren't plugged in completely with the NWSL, you look at the rosters, you see Washington Spirit, you see, oh, they have Trinity Rodman. I know her. Of course, she's someone to watch. How much can she maybe propel the Spirit to be able to get a win?
I think a great example of that is in the semifinals. She forced Bruninha on Gotham to get a red card because it's so hard to mark her. So either she's beating you with speed or she's going to embarrass you with the ball at her feet, and you don't want either. So the only way to kind of beat her is to foul her. Forcing that red card was an important moment in the match. I know they go on to penalty kicks, but for Washington Spirit to have a chance, Trinity Rodman is the star.
Spirit, by the way, they have 4 gold medalists. Croy, they have the Rookie of the Year also on that roster. I'm just saying we're kind of deep out here. I just want to put that out there. On the opposite side, you do have Marta, a GOAT, a legend in the game. The one thing missing is this title. This kind of just sets up for a storybook ending if they do come out on top. It is Orlando. Your thoughts on that?
No, I mean, Marta has had such an incredible career. Everyone that knows anything about women's soccer can name Marta is that player that has had this illustrious career, has moved women's soccer in such a great direction, but she has never won the cup. So yes, they win the Supporters Shield this year, and if you're not counting that one, you have a perfect storybook ending, cherry on top if she can win this one.
When you look towards Saturday and you know the match, of course, everyone's going to be fighting hard to get the win. What is the X factor in the determining thing for this?
That's such a difficult one because both sides have so many X factors, you know, and I know that's hard to say, but the transition moments for Washington Spirit, you talked about Trinity Rodman, Quasi on the other side. On the wide areas, those transition moments, they're incredibly strong at. But then for Orlando Pride, they haven't been conceding many goals. They've conceded like 20 goals, which is tied for the least amount in NWSL, so they have a very strong back line. And then, of course, you cannot forget to mention Barbara Banda on Orlando Pride. That is a woman who has come in and completely changed this team. She came in for Orlando Pride and has kind of changed the mentality of this team. Marta has been there since 2017. They've been unable to win it, unable to win it, unable to win it. And Barbara Banda comes in her first season, scores all these goals, gets the Shield, and now maybe even the Cup.
All right, well, I got to put you on the spot here, Jenny, because we are getting close, and Saturday is here, and you're either going to make me happy or Zach sad or vice versa. I need you to give us a winner. Who's coming away with it?
That's so difficult. Like I mentioned, both sides have so much, so I don't want anyone to get upset with me here, but just dependent on the semifinal that we saw, I would say Washington Spirit, just because they are an all-around team, and it was a more difficult game, right? That game against Gotham was very difficult, and then they go into penalty kicks. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Jenny. You know what? You come back anytime.
Brandon's never even been to a Spirit game.
Jenny can come back anytime. This is why we love Jenny.
Brandon, have you ever been to a Spirit game?
We love some Jenny Chiu. Excuse me. Turn off his mic.
I've been to Pride games.
We love Jenny Chiu.
Have you ever been to a Spirit game?
I just said I have.
You've never been. Have you?
I actually spoke to Croy. She said, yes, talk about, she's the Rookie of the Year.
I was actually there when Marta started playing for the Orlando Pride. So
you know anybody else on that roster?
Yeah.
Exactly. Rob Bridgeport.
I know where they play. Like I've been to a lot of Pride stuff.
Just as easily, Orlando Pride could win this one, by the way, because Martha's goal in the last match was incredible, right? She crosses up 2 defenders and then goes past the goalkeeper as well. That is like prime 5 years ago Marta that we expected to see. And if she's back in this game, that completely changes it.
See, we'll be back. Jenny Chiu, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the heartbreak that you gave me, but the Pride will be able to do it on Saturday. And that game, well, no, my pride is strong right now because Orlando strong is exactly what we are. This game is on Saturday at 7:30, airing on CBS, also streaming on Paramount Plus. A champion will be crowned this weekend.